Hey guys, Fireblade here, and welcome to another What If Ryuko is a Saiyan. I kinda dropped the ball on this one a little bit, but hey, let's continue on with it anyways. Right. Oh, and before you do, why don't you go ahead and consider clicking that subscribe button? About 90% of my videos are watched by people that are unsubscribed. Go ahead and subscribe, or don't, why not? It's your call. Anyway, when we last left off, Ryuko and Satsuki just had their second fight, and we caught glimpses of Ryuko starting to become a Super Saiyan. She has not achieved that form yet, but we caught glimpses of it. So the little meeting that Ryuko and Satsuki had with their respective parties, it all plays out the same. In fact, almost everything plays out the same, well, on Satsuki's part anyway. Things start to change when Ryuko breaks free of the mind stitch that was placed on her by Radio. Ryuko obviously is gonna want to challenge Radio, but she gets stopped by Niru, and obviously Niru is egging Ryuko on, right? Just trying to make her mad, like she's done before. And it does seem to be kind of working. Ryuko is getting a little worked up, kind of like how she did in the original. However, once again, we also see Ryuko's hair kind of start flaring up a little bit. But just like in the original, Ryuko calms herself down by stopping and taking a deep breath. Ryuko transformed into a Super Saiyan. After Ryuko transformed, everyone turns to look at Ryuko, because this is something entirely new that no one's ever noticed, has ever seen before. So with this newfound strength of the transformation, Ryuko pushes back against Niru and sends her flying towards one of the walls of the stadium. Ryuko doesn't stop there, she charges at her and just keeps slashing at her. Niru is totally surprised and caught off guard that she can't even keep up and whatnot. She can't even think straight at the moment, not only because of the sheer strength that Ryuko is showing, but because to her, Ryuko is basically a golden beauty. After all that, Ryuko takes one more slash at Niru, which basically cuts her in half. Ryuko, believing that she is dead, takes a step back and just breathes. Senketsu comments on Ryuko that this was the transformation that he was talking about, that this was the feeling that he was talking about, this built up feeling that was ready to come out. This is it, he was saying. But Ryuko's not really answering him, which kind of worries Senketsu a little bit. Ryuko, are you there? He asks her. Again, without saying anything, she turns and looks at Regyo, who is just watching with a smirk on her face. As again, Senketsu asks, Ryuko, are you there? To which Ryuko replies, softly mind you, in an oddly calming voice, I'm here. It's tough to control myself right now, Senketsu, but I'm here. And with that, she charges at Regyo, ready to try to fight her, but before she can, Niru pops up right in front of her. We catch Ryuko by surprise and just slash at her, knocking her to the ground. Ryuko lands on the ground in front of her, who is, surprisingly, not only is unharmed, no signs that she was just cut in half. Really is surprising Ryuko and freaking her out a little bit, like, what the hell, I cut you in half, how are you still alive? Niru just giggles and just says, there's more to me than you know, Ryuko. I'm just surprised with how similar we are. Although I do wonder, why does your look different? Ryuko looks at her with a question look like, what the fuck are you saying? To which then gets you notice something, and he tells Ryuko to look at Niru. When she does, she sees a tail. What? A tail? I thought I was the only one who had one. She looked back at Niru again, who was just smiling. And again, like another calm, Niru's hair starts to rise up a little bit. The band that has her pigtails comes undone, and the hair ends up and turns red. A red aura and a huge burst of energy. Ryuko braces for herself, but it does slice her back a little bit. When she looks at Niru, she's surprised to see that Niru has with the transformation that looks just like hers, but with red instead. What? She's surprised. Niru just laughed, and like in a blink of an eye, she's in front of Ryuko. Taken aback, Ryuko did not have enough time to counter it, and so the Niru hits Ryuko hard, it sends her back, so it gives Ryuko enough time to pull herself together. And so, once again, Niru and Ryuko are fighting, with everyone that was dealing with Regyo just watching in surprise, but also because they have already lost. But Regyo, she's smiling even more. Ryuko and Niru are still fighting, which looks close, but in reality, Ryuko is only defending, and about half the time, she can't even block Niru's attack. After about a few minutes of that, Regyo decides to step in, tells Niru that There's enough. Neri looks back at her, kind of surprised, like, what do you mean? Ryuko's seeing this as an opportunity, just charges right at her. She's obviously pretty with it and Senketsu's kind of telling her to back off right now. She's not gonna win. Again, Ryuko's kind of pissed off, so she charges at her, only for her to stop, look down and see Reiko with her hand through Ryuko's chest where her heart is supposed to be. That's all she can do is just stare in shock. Reiko replies to Neri saying, because we found her. And like in the original, Reiko pulls out Ryuko's heart, which reveals to be connected with life fibers. And Reiko explains on how Ryuko was that little Saiyan girl that she did the experiment on. Now she is her daughter. Like in the original, Ryuko releases a huge burst of energy which dissipates them all, which kind of pushes them off and lets everyone else that survives will get away. And we're gonna end it off right there. Wow, we only talked about one event. That's just because a lot of things have happened. But then again, I did have a lot of empty space, so I'm pretty sure it's only gonna be about 7 minutes. So yeah, a lot of empty space in the recording. So yeah, it might be only like 7 minutes or something like that. Anyways, yeah, I didn't get a lot done with this, but a lot of stuff did change that I needed to talk about. Next part is gonna also be another big change in this story. But anyway, yeah, that's really all I gotta say. I'm kinda sorry if this kinda sucked. I'll be honest, I've been off on doing these types of videos for a while. But yeah, I'm gonna try again to redo them. And yeah, Fireblade here, and I will see you later, or whatever I make. Bye bye!